Yeah, about anything that I went through.
Yeah, you know what I noticed is that you weren't your usual, like, in your face,
How
like in
so?
people's face. You know
Like,
how, like, you would come through and you'd be like a tornado?
mm-hmm.
You weren't that. You weren't that.
What was I though?
But I also, you were just really somber. Like, you were, like, really reserved and laid back. Like, yeah. Because you weren't your usual, like, but then I'm like, I couldn't tell if it was part of, like, your spiritual walk with God.
I wasn't loving myself, and I certainly what? Certainly. Barbara, I gotta go to sleep. Hi guys, I'm Cynthia. Welcome back to my channel. And I do want to take the time now to establish that this is a place where we believe in people, in purpose, and in poetry. Today I'm going to delve a little deeper into my story and share a little bit more about what I went through last year. It was a rough one, y'all. It was rough. And to even now have the space and the opportunity to share my story is a blessing. I've titled this video The Hardest Year of My Life and What I've Learned. So I'll share my story as well as some takeaways and tips. So if you want to hear more, stick around. Before I get started, I do want to be clear about one thing, and that is the fact that I'm an extremely private person. I like to keep to myself, and I am the friend that most of my friends come to have a safe space to talk and to get some advice from. Even the closest people to me didn't know what was going on with me last year. People like my mom, my sister, and my family had no idea what was happening with me. But we suffer in silence when we don't share our truth. And this opportunity is really me speaking up in hopes of helping or saving someone else. This is not something that I wanted to do. Like, if it were up to me, I would laugh things off and probably be posting singing videos right now. Because we all know that I'm anointed, okay? That I've been anointed with the blood of the Lamb and that I could sing, okay? And that's all y'all gonna get today. Y'all not getting much else. Okay, so starting off, I've always been, I would say, a really confident person. But I do have to admit that I am also the type of person to wear the mask, so to speak. I usually hide my true feelings and would laugh things off without acknowledging how I really feel. I remember I had a friend even ask me once, she was like, yo, how are you even a poet? Like, you're so crazy. I would say that my other friends think the same of me too. They think that I am the loud, the dramatic, the crazy one who says ignorant things and has the most obnoxious laugh. 2019 started off rough. Like, I'm talking January, y'all. Like, out the gate. All right? Like, I went through a really bad breakup and found out some things about my relationship that really shifted my reality and what I knew to be true. And on top of everything, it was my last semester in graduate school where I was expected to write an 100-page thesis culminating all of my experiences in my life's work. So when my relationship ended, y'all, I felt like a failure. I felt abandoned. I felt used. I felt lonely. Um, I felt unworthy, and I felt so many other things. And there was no way I was like in the right space to complete a degree. I mean, the breakup couldn't have come at a worse time because it had threatened me actually graduating on time. But this is how good God is, y'all. Okay, let me tell you. I was warring with so much still in my spirit from the span of January to April. Yeah, about April when I graduated. But I still graduated on time with a master's in fine arts and poetry. I was cited for excellence in poetry, okay? Your girl was cited for excellence in poetry with a cash prize over everybody in my program. I have no idea how any of that happened, all right? Besides the Lord. If it had not been for the Lord on my side. But after graduation, no opportunities came to me, y'all. Okay? When I said I was like looking around like not a performance, not a speaking engagement, not a teaching opportunity, not one. And so what did I do? I packed my bags, I picked up, and I came back home. And like even the humiliation and the shame of all of that for me was a lot because I felt like I was digressing. Like I had moved to New York City to go get this MFA, and all of a sudden I was coming back home with no opportunity and nothing in tow. I felt career pressure. At 28, being Ghanaian in the African culture, you're supposed to have everything figured out by now, sis. Like, you're supposed to be married with at least 2 kids, have a successful career, making a lot of money, and living somewhere nice so that you could take care of your parents and your family, of course. But I didn't have any of that. The one thing I really do remember, though, is like feeling stuck. I remember feeling stuck and feeling like I didn't want to see anyone. I didn't want to go anywhere. I felt like I was failing in my career. I was feeling all of these things, and worse off, I couldn't write anything. So within the course of a few months, I had became extremely depressed. I think I would label it that for sure. And I had gained like over 30 pounds. Girl, I was not myself. I was at my lowest point, and I could not even look at myself in the mirror. For those who are watching who might be going through something similar, it's okay to say that you're not okay. It's okay to check in with yourself, with your body, with your mind. Ask yourself how you're feeling. And if you're not okay, it's really important to talk to somebody. And for me, like, I really wasn't okay. I was questioning much of who I was. I was questioning myself as a woman, as a poet, as everything that I had known myself to be up until this point. And I just remember like being at my lowest point. I remember having a conversation with my sister, right? And if you know me, you know that my sister is the closest person to me. She asked me how I was feeling. And that is when everything sort of, I guess, broke down. I explained to her, and I don't even know if there can be an explanation placed on it, but I had explained to her that like I felt like I was drowning. I felt like someone was holding my head underwater and that they would not let me come up for air, no matter how many times I kicked and screamed. And that's when I knew I had to go to therapy. It's a really tough place to be in. You feel like your mind is attacking you. You feel like your thoughts are against you. And no matter what you do, you just can't seem to escape it. So for me, it's always been of extreme importance to make sure that no matter what I'm doing, I'm walking in my self-confidence and in my self-worth. And that's because much of what I embody in the work that I do as a poet, and especially as a performance poet, is I have to exude self-confidence in self-love. So quick recap, y'all. My relationship was gone. My career was gone. My independence was gone. My gift was gone. My body was gone. And worse off, my mind was gone. I have felt like I lost everything. So now for the takeaways. I have two. The first is that I needed to rid myself of pressure. At 28, I don't know who in the world told me that I need to be a millionaire, that I need to be married and have kids by now, and that I needed to have all of this career success. I needed to define what success looked like for me because low-key at 28, most people are just gaining their footing. They're like feeling lost and alone and trying to define what success looks like for them. So for me, that's certainly the journey that I'm on right now. The second takeaway was that most of the poems that I write are usually themed on self-love, but I wasn't applying the things that I was teaching others. I wasn't loving myself, and I definitely was not valuing myself. But I'm now more conscious and I'm listening to my own poems. So now for the tips. I have 3 of them. The first is to celebrate the small victories. Don't be so hard on yourself. The second is to find your community. Find those people who are going to push you and encourage you toward your purpose. And then the third is to, if you're a believer, establish and grow your relationship with God. That is seriously the only thing that got me through. So I hope those takeaways and tips were helpful if what you're going through is something similar to what I went through. This video was extremely hard to make, but I thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey. I'll see you in my next video. At the beginning of this video, I had mentioned that all of this started with a breakup. He was cheating on me, sis.